How you doing, and welcome to Neither Real Music. I'm Ed, and this is one major method piano, a Neither Real Music piano method. In this video, we're going to start introducing position changes for our hand. We started with our hands in a mirror position, and we went through a lot of different simple exercises to teach finger independence. Now what we're going to be doing is working on an exercise that starts in this position and moves to our outer positions. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when your next lesson is coming. Let's take a look at this group of exercises for finger independence. We're going to be starting in our mirror position where both of our thumbs are on C. Our pinkies are on F in the left hand and G in the right hand. For the first exercise, we're going to ascend from our left hand to our right hand, and then we're going to move our left hand where our pinky lands on C, and then ascend again from there. So it should start out like this. Now switch with your left hand. Let's take a look at that slowly one more time, and then I'll give you an opportunity to play along. Left hand. Switch to right hand. Move your left hand down. I'm not going to explain in detail the fingering because it's pretty easy to see what I'm doing. Plus, you'll have the numbers of which fingers I use on the keys. Now let's check it out as an exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, four. Three, four. Three, four. As I'm playing these, I'm giving you a count, and we're trying to stay in groups of 4 beats. So this way we can keep our learning consistent and we can keep our learning on time. If you would like to do any of these kinds of exercises on your own without needing to look at this video, you could set your metronome to 60 and just try to keep your fingering exercises in line with the pulse of your metronome. So every time it beats, one of your fingers should have gone down so that the beat and your finger and the note created all happen at the same time. Let's take a look at our second exercise. We're going to be now starting with our right hand and descending through our right hand, through our left hand. Now we're going to switch positions with our right hand and my pinky landing on C. One more time, a little bit slower. So we start in our mirror position. Pinky is going to start it in our right hand, and we're going to descend. Now let's try that with some time so you can play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Three, 4. Three, 4. Three, 4. You don't have to wait to get to the last note before you move your hand. So some of you may have noticed that by the time I was finished with my right hand, the moment I started my left hand, I had already moved my hand over to prepare myself for the note that was going to come after. So what we're going to do for our third exercise is we're going to put both of our hands on our outer positions. And we're going to run through a similar idea where it's going to be my left hand ascending through my right hand, and then my left hand's going to move to our mirror position and ascend. So it should look like this. Take a look at that one more time, just a little bit slower. So left hand ascending through right hand, then my left hand switches back to our middle position. Once again, you don't need to wait to get to the last note before you should move your hand. Let's take a look at this exercise with a little bit of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4. Three, 4. Three, 4. I hope none of these exercises are too difficult. If you've been paying attention since the first lesson, then these should make a lot of sense. Realistically, we've only been doing a sequence where our fingers are going either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in different spots on the piano. In the beginning of your learning process, especially if you're a little bit older, this might seem a little boring and a little tedious, but ultimately it will help when you are learning music and you have sheet music in front of you. To be able to not have to think of one of the things that are in front of you helps tremendously. Because when you have sheet music, you'll have to think of where your hands need to go, what's the right position, what's the fingering for them, how long is the phrase. And if you're ever teaching, you'll also have to need to know what chord it is, what letter it is. So there's a lot of extra information. The beginning can be a little slow and a little tedious, but if you go through all of the steps, each step afterwards is a little bit more rewarding and a lot more interesting to do. We have one last exercise to work with. It's in our same positions where both of our hands are separated, and we're going to descend through the right hand into the left hand, and then I'm going to move my right hand into the center position. The exact opposite of what we had just did with my left to right. So in this exercise, I'm going to start with my right hand descending into my left hand descending, switch positions, and keep descending. Let's look at that a little bit slower. Now let's take a look at this with a little bit of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to remain consistent when you're doing any of these exercises. My counting that I do in the beginning and in between each phrase is to make sure that you stay at a specific pace. That 60 beat mark on a metronome. If you want to practice this stuff outside of this video, get yourself a metronome, set it at 60. If 60 seems a little dull to you, feel free to start speeding these ideas up. They don't have to be at 60. You could make them 80, 90, 100. And maybe by playing them a little bit faster, you could challenge yourself and make this more interesting to practice. If you enjoy lessons like this, as I said in the beginning, remember to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when your next lesson is happening. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I do enjoy compliments, but questions let me know that you're working on this stuff. Good luck and good practice.